Cruising on into 6 a.m. here on your Thursday, and we're glad you're joining us. I'm Grace McKenna.
And I'm Jim Stratman. Thanks for watching here on WHAS11 and over on WHAS11 Plus as we gear up for a change-up this weekend.
Yeah.
Something we're watching really closely.
Matthew, I know the timing on this has been something we've been watching carefully, especially for folks who might have Saturday plans, hoping to stay dry.
Yeah, no, not necessarily going to happen, sadly, as we got some showers and storms rolling in for us that could impact those Saturday night plans for you. So as the pumpkin patch, the Halloween, haunted houses, or just simply going out to on the town for you this weekend, yeah, we are seeing some impacts, and that's why we do have that issued weather impact alert day in store for you for the Saturday evening back into the overnight hours. So that severe outlook right now, we have 2 out of 5 in places like Missouri down to Arkansas, but 1 out of 5, which is a marginal risk on the severe scale, which is more of a smaller risk for our area that really kind of splits through Kentuckiana. So still Brandenburg, Hardinsburg, English, Paoli, well into southern Indiana, and about half of Louisville still into that risk for us as we head towards this weekend. But right now, still nice calm weather out there. Enjoy the calm weather while it is here. We're at 60s and 50s really across the board as you wake up this morning. And if you wake up the kids, bus stop forecast 58 degrees, but heading home, nice 70 degrees. Those weather headlines today still nice and pleasant. But by the weekend, we're talking some showers and storms. But after that, we got a strong cold front coming through that will wipe those temperatures well down into the 60s for the next several days. Highs today, though, will be into the mid to lower 70s. Most spots really into the lower 70s. So we'll stay into the 60s for most of the day and barely reach 70 degrees. Overall, that Friday night football forecast looking good ahead. I'll be timing out your weekend and what you can expect coming up in just a few minutes. Now let's get a look at that traffic tracker for the start of this Thursday morning. Still looking nice and clear out there for you as you look at the traffic tracker, as we at least look at roadways. Nice and smooth for this morning. Look at some of those drive times. Shepherdsville to the junction. If you're taking I-65 northbound, will take you about 18 minutes this morning. And if you're going from Shelbyville Road westbound to I-265 to downtown, it'll take you about 20 minutes for the start of this Thursday morning. We'll send it back over to you, Jim and Grace.
All right, Matthew, thank you very much. This is new and just into the newsroom this morning. A teenager has been arrested in the connection to a murder of a 14-year-old. The LMPD announced this morning 18-year-old Elijah Gray is being charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence. This all stems from a deadly shooting that happened back on June 14th on Bulger Court. We're keeping track of this story, and we're going to get you more updates and more information as soon as it's into our newsroom. Also this morning, you're going to want to double check those traffic signals as you're making your commute, especially on some of those downtown streets, because Louisville's starting to experiment a little bit here.
Yeah, this is right in the heart of downtown. Some streets now have stop signs and blinking red lights instead of the usual traffic signals. It's a test to see what'll work best once those streets transition from one-way to two-way. You'll see the stop signs at the intersections of 7th and Chestnut, as well as 8th and Muhammad Ali. The Metro Department of Transportation says the changes could only be temporary. Right now, they're part of a 90-day evaluation, while Metro DOT studies the traffic patterns. We spoke to some drivers with mixed feelings about the change.
Sometimes whenever I was waiting for a light to turn green, it would take longer. Like I don't know. Nobody's going through the intersection. I'm just sitting here waiting for it to turn green.
I would rather have a stoplight, because if you're going at a moderate amount of speed, you don't have to stop, and all the lights are in sequence, and you can just keep going on your way without stopping.
Metro DOT says if the trial proves signals keep drivers safer than four-way stops, it'll get rid of the signs. If not, the signals will be removed instead.
Car horns, lines, frustration. It's all something that we experience on a normal day crossing the Clark Memorial Bridge. But as the construction that's been happening down on Main Street continues right next to the Yum Center, it seems like those issues have just gotten worse. And now officials say that could be here to stay. In an effort to expand pedestrian access to the Yum Center, one of the 2 right lanes off the bridge to Main Street is being removed. The president of the nonprofit Streets for Louisville celebrates this change, calling the area, quote, a car sewer. Now, the wide turn lanes have led in the past to poor visibility for drivers, and it's been a bit dangerous for those trying to cross the street on foot. But for people like Chef Audrey Reyes, who work at the Yum Center, it's created even more headaches, this construction. Reyes says her commute time and the stress that she deals with on a daily basis have tripled since the construction began.
A lot worse because that holds up the traffic. When you get to the bottom where you usually turn at, they open it up a little bit, but it's still backed up. I have to leave my house an hour early to get to work on time. When usually it used to take me 13, 15 minutes.
The construction on the turning lanes is set to end by the spring of 2026, but the big Main Remade project will continue past that. The two-way conversion of Main Street will also continue into 2026 and beyond, with plans to build new bike lanes, make signal improvements, and enhance those crosswalks.
A person has died after a Tuesday morning house fire in Newburgh. We brought that to you as breaking news in our 8 a.m. hour. Neighbors told WHAS they didn't know the people who lived in the home, but watched the scene unfold as firefighters pulled someone out. Fern Creek fire officials say firefighters didn't know anyone was inside until they got in. Fern Creek updated us yesterday, saying the person later died at the hospital. After seeing this all play out, some neighbors are thinking about fire safety for themselves.
Me and the lady down here were talking, and she was like, oh, I'm about to start doing a fire drill with my kids.
If I know I learned anything about this is check your fire alarms.
Creek Fire says both the fire and the cause of the victim's death are still being investigated.
A Metro police officer who was involved in a deadly crash is no longer working for the department. The LMPD making that announcement yesterday that Alyssa Beagle resigned before she was expected to be suspended. Back in April, Beagle was speeding along Fern Valley Road without her lights or sirens on while heading to an emergency call. Now, this video from her cruiser will show her weaving in and out of traffic before she hit the car of 61-year-old Charles Briscoe. Now, he died at the scene. Police Chief Paul Humphrey originally determined a 30-day suspension was appropriate before Beagle resigned.
Louisville Metro Police are looking to collaboration to train the police leaders of the future. LMPD says it's launching a Tri-City Police Leadership Academy with departments in Knoxville and Nashville, Tennessee. It'll be a leadership academy for supervising officers like sergeants, lieutenants, and other professional staff.
That's right. LMPD says 10 officers from each department will get lessons in leadership development, business, and research tactics. Deputy Chief Emily McKinley says the idea came up because the three police chiefs have close relationships.
They were together at another conference and said, hey, we need a leadership development in each one of their agencies. And then they were like, why don't we come up together and put one together with our agencies? We're all about 3 hours away from each other.
The program runs one week per month and rotates between the three cities. It's going to be here in Louisville next month. Well, a father and son are dead after their car was struck by a train in western Kentucky. The two were on their way to work yesterday morning. Officials say it happened in Henderson County in the town of Robards. The two were crossing a train intersection that had no stop arm and no lights when they were hit by an oncoming train. Authorities say that train pushed their car more than 2,000 feet after impact.
My understanding is they were trying to cross at Cherry Hill, which is the next intersection behind us, about a half-mile back, and they were crossing that. It's a very high intersection.
The father and son both worked at Moss Contracting, who issued a statement expressing deep grief and support for that family.
Right now, the Muhammad Ali Center is on the search for its next leader. After just a year on the job, Devon Holt is stepping down. The center's board of directors said Holt made the decision to step down on his own. Lonnie Ali, center co-founder and wife of Muhammad Ali, will take over in the interim. Holt's last day on the job will be October 24th. He did not respond to several requests from WHAS11 News last night.
Matthew, let's head over to you as we focus in on Saturday night.
Yes, absolutely. We do have some storm chances on the way for your Saturday night back into Sunday morning, so we know it's prime time for festivities, haunted houses, and everything. So, yeah, we want to keep you safe out there, and we'll tell you the exact timing of when those storms will arrive coming up in just a few minutes.